Alright, so we're going to do something a bit different. This isn't a review. Our review for The Purge is already up. You could look at it on our channel. What this is more of a spoiler discussion about the film, because there are things that we wanted to talk about, that we needed to talk about, that we couldn't because it spoiled some pretty big plot details. But now, if you've seen the film and you want to hear what we think about some things about it, maybe more in detail than we did on the review, keep listening to this, and hopefully you could even write in and tell us what you thought about it. So here's our spoiler discussion for The Purge.
Well, alrighty. Well, it's Arcano, Jeff, and guest speaker still. Y'all know me by now, should you? Well, here's the thing. I had four things about it. Two things I liked, two things I didn't. Two of the things I liked, one of them was a specific character. If you've seen the film, you know the character, the homeless guy who goes into the house. I actually like his character a lot because I feel like the only character you can actually kind of get behind. Everybody else, for the most part, is they're either the villain or it's like, I don't approve of what you're doing. I can't stand behind your actions. Now, that's just a kind of minor point for the homeless guy, but another good thing I liked about it was the general idea of the story. I like this idea that there's allotment for the chaos and insanity that is the Purge, that, for 12 hours you get to do all this crazy shit, and it's there. Now, they could have done such a better job with it. And this is where it gets into the bad points. Personally for me, I felt there was, this is just me saying this. I just thought it was really too intense. There were points where I just couldn't handle it. If it didn't end the way that it did, I would have hated the film. But I liked the kind of way that it ended, and it was all right. But the major issue I had is that there are too many points where there's just, there's this, and there's this, and there's this. It suffers the same thing that Spider-Man 3 suffers. There's just too much stuff going on when they should have been more focused.
Can you name a couple?
Yes, there's the whole the fucking beginning of the movie. You got the girl's boyfriend.
Oh yeah.
I was telling Jeff this on the bus on the way back. You know what they should have done with that? They should have been, hey, he likes her. They're both together. They're in a relationship. Got it. Good. Okay, that's good. Hey, I snuck in, and I'm going to talk to your dad to you. Okay, so he's going to go kill the dad because this is not, you can do that shit. And no one's going to pick up on this, right? Right? Okay.
As soon as he said that, I was like, oh, he's going to kill the dad. No one's going to pick up on it. Yeah, exactly.
Shit's going to go down. And I'm like, what the fuck? So, sorry. So we have that. Now, take that out. He doesn't break in. Now, end of the movie. The three people are still left. The mom, the daughter, and the son. In a fade out, zoom out kind of moment, you see the boyfriend come by and console the girl, the daughter. Perfect. That's it. That's all you have to have for that. I felt like the only reason they had him come in and the whole shootout between him and the dad
was to allow the homeless man to run away.
Well, that and to fill time.
Yeah.
Now I was telling Jeff this on the bus. There's a movie, Young Guns, with a ton of people, Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen.
Right.
There's a great scene at the end where they're all held up in the Terry Quinn's house. And they had a shootout previous in the day, but then it started to get dark. So everybody stopped the shootout. And there's this great, shots of just Billy's gang and Terry Quinn and his wife just all around the house in different places, just kind of cuddling up and getting in the blankets and stuff, just holding out for the night. If they had a scene like that, where you had a break in the intensity and the action, you'd had a moment to kind of settle down, kind of get your bearing for things, and then gone on with the rest of the film. And it would have filled the time. You wouldn't have this stupid bullshit of the fucking boyfriend, I got you, and you're like,
Also, one thing, take out the boyfriend, doesn't change the movie. Unless to have the homeless man to escape. Also, what was his end game? Hey, I just shot your dad. Want some fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Was he gonna think, after I kill your dad, you're gonna want to marry me and we're gonna fall in love, or we're gonna remain in love?
Wow, my dad bleeding makes me so hot.
You just killed my dad.
And you didn't pick up on that at all. Oh, you said Purge. like 12 times already in this hour 25-minute movie, but you didn't pick up that, hey, I just snuck into your house one day.
Talk to your dad.
I wanted to talk to your dad. The two don't have a relation together at all.
Oh my god, yeah. And then there's just other shit too. Like, all right, this is something that we were just coming up with. All right, there is a moment where, well, not as a moment, but the homeless character, you never know his name. He's that homeless guy, and you know what's great about it is that he's anonymous. He's that kind of character that has a function. You focus on his function and who he is, not the name of him and any kind of thing like that. If they kind of kept the creepy, preppy people that come and like want to go hunt him anonymous as well, instead of this whole like, let me introduce myself and be this weird, creepy fucking dude. Like that, you can do that.
So yeah, I had problems with that, but that's in the review itself. I think what you're getting at with the homeless character is the fact that he's tied up in a chair and they're about to release him to the preppy killers. When suddenly you see dog tags,
on
around his neck that they weren't there before. He like pulled them out somehow.
Like they fall out. They fall out
of his shirt, and they do not address it once.
It's just like
in the least bit. They go so far not to address it that I completely missed that. When Jeremiah and I were talking on the bus, he was like, so when the dog tags come out, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Dog tags.
They did. It's like if they almost forgot that they pulled out dog tags themselves.
Like this actor just threw on dog tags. And he's
who fired Jimmy the prop guy? We need him today. Oh shit, the dog tags.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. So, and it's like it's kind of has the same thing. I was telling Jeff about this. Like it kind of has the same pseudo-political artistic garbage that fucking Daybreakers had.
Also with Ethan Hawke.
That was just...
I like Daybreakers a lot.
Like, what the fuck is with
really like Daybreakers.
No, it's not a good movie.
It's such a fun...
The only good thing about it is when Willem Dafoe goes, this is one ugly fucking house. Like, that's the best scene.
This is one... There was a firefight here.
Mm-hmm. There was a firefight! See, like, I don't know. Like, the blood is drying up. Oh, you're talking about oil. Got it. And in this movie... America is savage. We're really brutal people.
Yeah.
We mistreat the poor people of America.
Not just that, but it was doing that thing that I hate from the other movie that was kind of reminiscent to this. Also had Preppy Killers and Michael Pitt.
Oh, Funny Games?
Funny Games. I mean, it's another home invasion movie, but this Funny Games was way more like it's not an action movie at all. It's more just like a thriller, which, by the way, it's a fucking bullshit thriller. But it had that whole message of, like, hey, we're bad people because we're killing people because we can. We're given the right to kill people for 12 hours, so let's take advantage of that. But you guys are worse because you're the audience and you are cheering this shit on. You want to see this violence.
But...
Like, fuck you guys. It's a movie. Don't give me this political...
it's like America's just a
metaphorical bullshit.
Yeah. It's a movie about, America's savage. We're violent people. But the second act, where Ethan Hawke's like, fuck with us, we'll fuck with you, motherfucker. That whole billiard room fight, which is so awesome. But if you have that message, Ethan Hawke is shotgunning people.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
And another thing, if you're looking, this movie's rated R for
disturbing violence.
Strong disturbing violence. It's pretty tame. I mean, I was actually looking forward to, and I know it sounds terrible, but I was looking forward to some graphic violence because I feel like it would be realistic. This is a family that's put into a situation where they need to kill to survive, so it would be in the most savage way possible. Yeah. Kind of like Drive. Where you don't know his background with the driver, but if there's a guy in an elevator and he needs to kill him, he's going to do it in any way he possibly can, even if it means just stomping his face until he's dead.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to go somewhere like that, but no, it's just typical gun shooting and some.
It puts you on the edge of everything. Yeah.
This movie it's being billed as a horror movie. It's not, and any scares quotation marks.
All the scares are jump scares.
Oh my god. Jeremiah and I were just when the little girl, when the daughter walks into her room and she here's a noise.
You can see them all coming.
Me and Jeremiah were like, Jeremiah actually said, I thought it, and then Jeremiah said it to me, and I was like, yep, that's going to happen. The boyfriend's going to come in.
Yeah.
Of course the boyfriend. Or they do the whole trick where Lena Headey, as the mom, opens the refrigerator door. Closes
And then
it.
they close it. Are you fucking kidding me? These are so predictable. It's like...
That was fucking stupid.
I don't...
I was laughing inside and out. Just like, did you really fucking do that, like, right away?
And it wasn't even a villain. It was the fucking kid.
Yeah.
Hopefully, your next is better than this. Because, honestly, I do like home invasion movies. Because I like their whole
That sounds bad.
I know that sounds bad, but I like the whole thing about survival.
The way
and needing... Like, this family, this regular, ordinary family, needing to kill in order to survive. I've always liked that in movies, as bad as that sounds. But,
yeah. And then there's two other things. I forgot. You mentioned this. There's a lot of actors that we... Like, you mentioned... Ethan Hawke plays the main role, but it's a role that... and after you said it, I'm like, yeah, no, I constantly thought of that when I saw it.
It feels like they wanted to get different actors for these roles, but they couldn't, so they had to settle. I don't want to say settle, because Ethan Hawke is a good actor.
Really
but
good actor.
his main character... His character felt like it should have been played by Kevin Bacon. It seems like a Kevin Bacon type role.
Yeah.
It was actually reminding me of Kevin Bacon in Stir of Echoes.
Oh, yeah.
The way he talked, the way he... When he got mad,
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff, and when he's finally like has to deal with the situation, he's like, "Let's fucking do this."
Yeah. The
same with
the leader of the little anonymous preppy gang, who I really liked.
You said you really liked him. He was okay. He was on and off for me. I felt he was good, but his dialogue was really bad.
Yeah,
he had a strong Michael Pitt vibe.
Yeah, exactly. They must have brought Michael Pitt, and they couldn't get him.
And another thing, okay, if you watch the movie, they put giant metal shutters over the doors and windows. Like, did no one fucking see Panic Room? Like,
yeah, seriously.
If you wanted to be truly safe, like, why don't you get like a smaller concealed area that like 12? Like, I forgot. Like, I thought it was going to be 24 hours that it was going to go on.
12 hours,
but it's 12. 12 half a fucking day? Yeah, no, that's fucking easy fucking peasy sitting in a room. Oh yeah, there's guns and shots and okay, my little bastard son's not gonna let in some homeless dude and we're all good. And oh my god, the fucking giant numeric keypad that the son knew the fucking combination for too. Why? I don't know.
He was probably looking at it when Ethan Hawke was closing it.
And you know that's a bad thing.
But they don't guard it.
There's no Ethan Hawke should have been in soul control. Like, here's my phone, and no one can see it. I'm gonna punch in the password for shit, and it's all gonna work. Oh, okay.
Like if you know the password, that like the Purge, the protection from the Purge. Yeah. That's as easy to unlock. That's easier than an iPod to unlock.
Yeah, holy shit.
But not.
You know what I didn't like?
What? I'm sorry. I'm getting pissed off at this.
Yeah, I know. It's you know when you first hear the shutters start coming down, they make it sound like they actually have like a defense system.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I thought, oh shit, they have guns and stuff, but they don't. Like maybe you would want that. I don't know.
Like 20 years from now.
It's
but
the equivalent. It's the equivalent to going to your garden in your backyard and closing that little metal gate. And then going into your house. That's the amount of security that they have. You know those like that 3 seconds that buys you? This is what they were given basically.
Yeah.
It's set in the future, but it doesn't look
it's set
like
in 2022 and they couldn't think of like, hey, let's get reinforced steel, some bulletproof glass, all this other shit. Nothing.
I completely forgot it was in the future.
Did you guys fucking hear about that dude in I don't know, I think it was in the United States. It was some small town. He was a welder. And he was a steel worker and such, and he went nuts one day, and he made this crazy, gigantic contraption out of a tractor and like 3-inch thick steel, and he just started doing pandemonium, like he's just destroying buildings, and the cops couldn't even stop. They were shooting it up, and he's just doing nothing. And then finally they heard like the thing stalled, the engine failed, and then he blew his brains out. And it took the cops finally got to the thing though, and it took them like 8 or 10 hours to break through the steel.
Oh my god!
Because it was like just so well set up. Like that's fucking home improvement type shit. And they in the present day, guys, it's 2022. Let's just get a big giant truck and pull the fucking metal barriers down.
Yeah. It seemed more like me to be like, guys, we're gonna set this in the present day, but do you think people would actually go for this? You know, you're right, Bill. We should probably have said it 20 years later.
Yes.
But we didn't put anything future. Like Primer is more of a science fiction.
Yeah, holy shit.
It's in the future set in the present day.
Yeah. You know what's another thing? I totally forgot about this. The subplot with the neighbors, like, we really hate you guys, so we're gonna kill you because we saved you from like these like psychopaths, but now
because we want to kill you. We saved you
Deus
because we want
Ex
to kill you.
Neighbor. It's a total, like, even when I was saying watching, I was like, this is kind of a Deus Ex Machina, guys.
There's only one character of those
Who we know
who
in the least
could like come back. That blonde chick who's like, oh yeah, all the neighbors are talking that we basically paid for your house. Like, okay, you know what? Purge is coming up. She has a party. She throws parties for the Purge. Why wouldn't she decide, you know what, let me go try and kill these guys?
You know what I
I'm
understand
pissed off
too?
with them.
Alright, so...
Okay, you go, because I could go on all about this neighbor thing. I had a huge problem with that.
Okay, I don't understand the motivation itself, too. Like, I hate you because you're rich, but you also gave us a really nice security system.
Oh, but by the way, we're all rich because we live in this fucking beautiful neighborhood.
Oh, and by the way, Ethan Hawke says, well, it only works like 99% of the time, which should be enough, but not in this instance. It's not built for the worst case scenario.
Like, who says that?
Who designs that shit?
Who designs this again?
In 2022, that should never, 99% of the time shouldn't even be around. Everything by this time should be 100%.
Dude, they start up the movie. Employment is down to 1%. There's basically no violence, and the economy is booming.
Okay, that word is what first started to give me doubt about this film. There's basically no violence. They write that!
There's basically no violence, but let's review. The daughter's boyfriend wants to kill Ethan Hawke because he forbids me to see her. The neighbors want to kill the family because
they're richer than we are.
They're richer than... How is there no fucking violence for this 12-hour period in a 365-day year? Not even for a half a day? People just turn into psychos on them and then just go back to normal for the rest of them.
And you know what they also never establish is how exactly is the Purge working?
Yeah.
There's nothing they don't mention like, oh well, if you try to kill anyone or do anything on another day, you're instantly executed or something like that. And that's why it's so effective.
Well, that's what I was thinking about the ending. Like the neighbors, she like beats the blonde neighbor and then sends her friends along the way and like, yes, I defeated them. Wait, so and we hear sirens like, wait, so are the cops going to arrest them since they're after the Purge? If you get caught after the Purge, do you get arrested, or is it because the Purge they won't get arrested?
No, it's because
what
of the Purge.
What the fuck are they going to do with these neighbors who obviously want to kill them?
They're not going to do anything, but that's the thing. They don't establish what's going to happen to them if they commit a crime outside the Purge.
Mm-hmm.
They never say that. They never establish any new laws that our new United States of America has put into authority besides the Purge. That's it. So without any like backstory onto how bad America got, how am I supposed to buy the Purge?
Oh yeah.
How am I supposed to believe this is working?
They could have easily made this script, and this is one of my huge problems about it, is that this movie, with credits and all, is an hour and 25 minutes. Yeah. So they probably put in, as Jeremiah said, they probably put in those subplots with the completely needless subplots with the neighbors and the boyfriend, only to fill time. Because you could have, this script was only probably like 65 pages. It was like,
it's like fucking
we
George
need
Lucas
something else.
Oh, and by the way, fucking bullshit on the villain death. When they finally kill the main preppy blonde kid,
oh yeah,
they just shoot him.
Like,
you
no confrontation.
Okay, just going back to other survival films, to other home invasion films. Like take my favorite of those, for instance, the Hills Have Eyes remake.
Oh, okay, I never saw that.
I think it's a really underrated horror film. I think people are saying like, oh, it's not good because it's not as good as the original. Fuck you, the original Hills Have Eyes is a boring piece of shit. But the Hills Have Eyes remake.
And fuck The Last House on the Left, the original one. I just wanted to say that.
That's different. But Hills Have Eyes. These people are like, okay, we need to survive this. I have a baby. I'm not gonna let them take away my baby. I'm not gonna let them kill me and leave my baby alone. I'm going to become a fucking badass and live in any way I can. So I'm going to resort to the most savage forms of violence of whatever's next to me. And then when they finally get to like the main bad guy, they're angry, as you would be if someone's trying to kill your family. So they fucking kill him good. Like, they make sure he stays dead.
You know what Ethan Hawke does to minor enemies with the double tap of the shotgun
was better,
or the axe,
yeah. Fucking axe in the back, then a shot in the back. That's those were better deaths than the main villain.
It's
and that always bothers me in any movie when the main villain doesn't have a good death.
Like Olympus Has Fallen, which we saw earlier this year.
Stab in the head,
stab in the head, shoot in the back, shoot in the back, stab in the head.
Which. That's like a recipe for that movie. They were like, okay, what kind of deaths can we have? Stab in the head, shot in the face, stab in the head, shot in the face, stab in the head.
Do we have any other weapons, guys?
Entire film of
our budget was spent all on other stuff. Well, okay, shot in the head, that works.
Now, can we get to the very ending of this movie?
Yeah,
like that's something that
you're
either gonna love or you're gonna hate. I personally didn't like it because for the type of film this is. It's already selling me on some bullshit, and then I think they want it to be like, oh, we're going to have this deep ending, deep metaphorical ending that you didn't see coming. You thought this was just going to end in violence, and the family's going to survive by killing everyone? No, screw you. We're going to do this thing. We're like, no, this family wants peace. And I was like, fuck that bullshit. This wouldn't happen.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I just want to harp on that neighbor thing, because...
What neighbor thing?
When we first see the neighbors kill the preppy kids, or kids, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
The preppy gang. We see the fucking kid, which also brings up another problem. Kid, there are fucking people in the house. You let the homeless guy in, which attracted people.
This is in the review though when I talk about how fucking stupid this kid is.
Okay, true, but he knows Ethan Hawke gave him a gun. He knows there are people in the house. Why the fuck are you looking at the camera screen like a fucking dumb idiot? And so we see on the camera screen. If you've seen the movie, of course, two of the neighbors, or two of the preppy people just playing around, then two of the neighbors, pop, you're dead. And then,
you're dead.
Hey, we're gonna kill your family, Lena Headey. Oh no, the neighbors save you. And I thought, well, that's a kind of a stupid way to end. Deus Ex neighbor.
Saves the day, but
yeah, but then like, oh, we're gonna kill you too. And yeah, Jeremiah, as to quote Jeremiah, if they actually were like going to end it like that, I would have been like, "Fuck this movie so hard, I hated it."
Yeah.
You know what? I would have respected it more, but I would still not like the movie.
But here's the thing: it's another useless subplot. Take the whole fucking neighbor thing out, and just don't kill the preppy people, and just have a better death for them.
Make it a home invasion.
Just have them as the lone villains, and you can just do that whole thing where they tie the family up, and then the homeless man shoots it. I like that part, but no, we have to do the whole thing with the neighbors.
You know what?
Fuck
if
that.
Anything, if they were going to include the neighbors, do this. What you see in a lot of movies: the neighbors are too timid to do anything, as opposed to actually helping them. They're too afraid to do it. Because you see that a lot of times. And if the movie want to go for like the savagery and like the weaknesses of human personality and nature, people are cowards or savages. And it's like, oh, okay, the neighbors are dicks because they're rich and they're cowards, and these people are savage, so that works. Yeah. That's fine. But they don't do that. It's like, we're just...
You know, and also though, like, there were some things that they included, like they focused on and never explained why. After Ethan Hawke has that really badass shootout in the pool scene, the mask of one of the girls he killed is off her face. Like, she's not wearing a mask anymore. And they focus on her face, and he gives it this look like, oh, it's her. That's like...
It's the blonde neighbor.
Who is that? I thought it was the blonde neighbor. It's not the blonde neighbor. They don't establish on that.
It was one of the crew members' daughters, and she wanted to get into the business. And so we had to focus on her. It could have been a good movie with that plot, because again, this movie isn't even a fucking hour and a half. Yeah. So all these problems could have been fixed in it. They could have written the script more. They could have written more into the script to give you more depth about the war veteran. They gave you more depth if they wanted to keep the neighbor thing, give you more depth about the neighbors.
Or maybe
anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
You know what? Actually,
we fucking saw Fast and Furious. That movie's over 2 hours, and I really like the Fast and Furious series, but it's dumb. It knows what it is. This movie's trying to establish, like, no, this is the real world.
This is trying to be better than what it is.
Yeah, and it's shorter than any of the Fast and Furious movies.
You know what would have been a neat idea? Don't call it something else. Have this Purge thing as a background element, and have it where the whole movie's about the boyfriend and the dad sparring off. See, that would have if they wanted to go with that.
No. Well, that could have been good. You know what would have made this film really good?
If
If it was
It was not made.
if it was a short film.
Yeah,
This would have been a perfect
Ah.
15-minute short film because that was the only good part of the movie.
Oh yeah,
I'm
the
not
only
even-
fuck yeah parts were when Ethan Hawke were like, yeah, we'll fight back.
I'm not even saying that as a joke. I mean, like, imagine if a movie just starts where all you're hearing is the siren goes off
Mhm.
and you hear a voice say, for the next 12 hours, you do whatever the fuck you want. You can't call the police because they're not going to help. And then you see someone start to break into the house and this family's like, what the fuck are we going to do? What are we going to do?
Yeah.
And the dad's like, we're going to survive. That's what we're going to do. If it was just that for 15 minutes, I would love that.
I like that. You know what? Fucking that.
Then you wouldn't have the fucking annoying kid, and then you wouldn't have the boyfriend, and then you wouldn't have the neighbors,
And it still would have
and you
had
still would have
tension.
had those fuck yeah moments.
It would have had tension by the fact that you don't know anything about this family, but
Yeah.
they have children, and they're obviously not used to this type of violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you would have felt for them based on that, and that's all you would have needed. They try to establish all this other shit with the boyfriend, with the fact that the boy is compassionate towards humans and doesn't understand violence, and the fact that the wife is, I don't even really understand Lena Headey's.
Oh, yeah, you know what?
His character.
That I felt like that was a drop ball.
Yeah.
And fucking Dirty Laundry, that Punisher spin-off kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like that's a
perfect short.
That's I
so
feel like that
good.
in and of itself as a short is still like so much more better than this.
So good.
Yeah. But anyway, this is our spoiler discussion. Let us know what you thought about this movie after watching it. Please write in because we actually want to hear your opinions
Just fucking
and
shit.
what you thought of the things we talked about.